Hello everyone. So till now we have seen the series and parallel connection and also star to delta conversion and delta to star conversion. Okay. So now it's time to solve some problem based on that. Okay. So in this video we will be solving a lot of problems. Okay. So you need to find the resistance R equivalent between A and B. So what you will do? You will start from the smallest part. So this is the smallest part you can see, I guess, right? And this is a delta, right? So you can convert it to star. So how you will convert it? You can convert it to star like this, right? From delta to star. Now each resistance will be of what value? We are going from delta to star, from outside to inside, and it is resistance, so it will get low. So 2 by 3. In 99% example, you will see that all these resistance are same. Okay. There will be 1%, there can be 1% example where these resistance are not same, but in 99% example, all these resistance will be same. Okay, so 2 by 3, 2 by 3 and 2 by 3. So what is the equivalent that you will get? Let me pause it and make it. So this is how it will look, and this 1 plus 2 by 3, that will make 5 by 3, right? 5 by 3 ohm. 1 plus 2 by 3. Now this 2 ohm, 2 ohm, these 2 ohm, these 3 2 ohms are gone, and it is converted to 2 by 3, 2 by 3 and 2 by 3. So 1 plus 2 by 3, 5 by 3, 5 by 3 and 5 by 3 ohm. Now if you see the circuit, what you will think? Now how can I find the equivalent resistance? Now what if I convert this star to delta? I convert this star, this middle star to delta. Then what will happen? There will be some resistance here, right? Some resistance parallel to 5 ohm and some resistance parallel to this 5 ohm. Then it will all be easy for you, right? Some resistance parallel to this 5 ohm, some resistance parallel to this 5 ohm, some parallel to this and some parallel to this. Then it will be all easy for you, right? So if I am converting this from 5 by 3, I am going out. So it will be decreased by a factor of 3. So 5, 5 and 5, right? Like this already 5 ohm is there. This 5 ohm is already there and one more will come in parallel to that, right? There was already one 5 ohm was there. One more will come in parallel to that. There was this 5 ohm was already there and one more will come in parallel to that. That will be 5 ohm. So we just converted this star into this delta. Basically this is 5 ohm, 5 ohm, 5 ohm, 5 ohm, 5 ohm, 5 ohm and A, B. Right? These two potential are A and B. Now tell me, this 5 and 5 will give you 5 by 2. This 5 and 5 will give you 5 by 2. Now this 5 by 2 and this 5 by 2, both of them will be in series, right? Like this is the scene. Let's assume there is some resistance R and there is some resistance connected here and there is some resistance connected here. So now you are connecting, you are finding the resistance from this side, right? You are finding R equivalent from this side. So that means, like, if there is some current here, then I1 current will go here and I2 current will go here. Now this I2 current will flow in the complete path. Now if I reduce this 5 ohm and 5 ohm to 5 by 2 and then 5 ohm 5 ohm to 5 by 2 and then these two by 5 by 2, so what will be my equivalent circuit? My equivalent circuit will look something like this. The upper one will completely become 5 ohm, the lower one will completely become 5 by 2, and this is A and this is B. Are you getting this point? I hope you are getting this point. 5 5 5 by 2 5 5 5 by 2 both comes in series. So if both are in series, this will become 5 and this will become in parallel to that. So your final answer would be 5 parallel 5 by 2, right? That will be your final answer. So 5 parallel 5 by 2, 5 into 5 by 2 upon 5 plus 5 by 2, right? So what will be the answer? 25 by 2 upon 15 by 2. So it would be 5 by 3. So 5 by 3 ohm will be the answer, right? So solving it, we get 5 by 3 ohm. So 5 by 3 ohm. Did you understand this problem? First we converted a delta to star, then a star to delta. then all these came in parallel, then we made one resistance by considering all these resistance, and then considering these two we made one resistance. Now both of them comes in parallel, so by parallel connection they become 5 will come, then they become 5 by 3 ohm. So that is the answer. Okay, so in the similar way we will solve many problems. Now let's move on to this problem. You have to find equivalent resistance between A and B. So now here, now if this potential is A, tell me what will be this potential. This will also be A, because there is no resistance connected in between, so all of them will have same potential. If this node is B, this node will also be B, right? So what do you see here? This is A, this is B. Between A and B there is this resistance R. Okay, so we have written this resistance R. Okay, good. Between A and B there is this resistance R. Between A and B this resistance R is there. Okay, one more resistance R is there. One more resistance R is there. Between A and B there is 2R resistance, right? R plus R, 2R. Both of them are in series, right? Both of them are in series. So between A and B, this is R and R, 2R resistance is there. So I will make 2R resistance. And between A and B, there is this 2R resistance as well. So R and R, 2R. So all these resistance came in between A and B only, right? These are R, 2R, 2R. All these resistance are there. So what will be the equivalent of this? This 2R and 2R will become R, and 3R in parallel. So equivalent will become R equivalent will become R by 3. You can solve it. How did I solve it? This 2R and this 2R will give me R. And if 3R resistance are there like this, so it will give me R by 3. If 4 are there, it will give me R by 4. If 5 are there, it will give me R by 5. If 2 are there, it will give me R by 2. If n are there, it will give me R by n. Okay. If n resistance are connected in parallel, what will be the equivalent resistance? It will be R by n. You can derive it on your own. It is very easy, right? If 3 are there, what you will write? 1 upon R equivalent equals to 1 upon R plus 1 upon R plus 1 upon R. So it is 3 by R, 1 upon R equivalent. So R equivalent is R by 3. Okay, very easy, well and good. So it was a very easy problem. We just wrote down the node, and then we saw the equivalent resistance. Okay, so the equivalent resistance came out to be R by 3. Okay, let's move on to the next problem. Now this problem. So again, now tell me one thing. Now this 4 and 2 are in what configuration? 4 and 2. In what configuration they are in? Series or parallel? They are in series, right? Because if I current is coming here, the same current will be coming here as well. So this 4 and 2 are in series. 4 and 2 will collectively give me 6. 6 and 3 parallel. 6 parallel 3. 6 into 3 upon 6 plus 3. 2 ohm. So 6 parallel 3 will give me 2 ohm. So this complete configuration I can replace with straight 2 ohm. Okay, I wouldn't recommend applying any transformation here from star to delta or delta to star. Why so? Because here directly we can see that 2 and 4 are coming in series. In this previous problem, you can't say that these 2 and these 2 are in series. In this problem, you can't say that these 2 are in series. Why so? Why can't you say that? Because if I1 current is coming here, let's assume I1 current is coming here, then this current has two paths now. Either it can go this way, either it can go this way. Okay, so these are not in series. Okay, and talking about this, if I1 current is flowing here, it doesn't have any other path. It will go like this only. So both of them are having the same current. If I1 current is coming here, the same I1 current will be going here. So both of them are in series now. So if they are in series, I will simply make equivalent to 4 plus 2, 6. Okay, 4 plus 2, 6. Like this. This will be 6 ohm. Now 3 and 6. Now both of them are becoming in parallel, right? Because both of them have the same node. Let's assume this is a node C. So between B and C, both of them are connected, right? Between B and C, both of them are connected. So 6 and 3 parallel will become 2. So basically it will give me a equivalent resistance of 2 ohm, right? 6 and 3 will give me an equivalent resistance of 2 ohm. Now tell me, now comment about 10 and 2. Are they in series or in parallel or any other configuration? They are in series only, because this complete configuration is reduced to 2 ohm. Now if I1 current is coming here, the same current will be flowing through 2 ohm only, right? Because there is no other path, the same current will flow through 2 ohm only. So now what is happening? This 10 and 2 equivalent give me 12 ohm. This 10 and 2 equivalent will give me 12 ohm. So now I will make this circuit. Okay, 6 ohm is there, 10 ohm is there, 6 ohm is there, and equivalent 12 ohm is there. This is A, this is B, 10 ohm, 6 ohm, 6 ohm, and this will be 12 ohm, right? 2, 4, 6, 6, 3, 2, 4, 6, 6 and 3 gave me 2, 10 plus 2, 12. Okay, now what will this give me? 12 and 6, it will be 4, I guess. 12 into 6 upon 18, 4, right? So both of them collectively will give me 4 ohm, right? So I can replace this as 4 ohm only. This as 4 ohm. Now tell me about 6 and 4. Are they in series? Yeah, they are in series, because the same current they will be having. Now no one will say that, let's assume I am having some I1 current here, I1 current here. Now the same current will flow through this 10 ohm as well. Will the same current will flow through this 10 ohm? No. Why so? Because you are connecting your R equivalent here. You are finding your R equivalent here. So this counts as a different node. Look, the right thing to get a equivalent resistance is to connect a voltage source here and get the current out of it. Okay, so if I am saying the I1 current is flowing here, the same I1 current will be flowing here, but I1 and this I current, I1 plus I will be this. So this 10 ohm is having I1 plus I current, not the same current as I1. Okay, are you getting this point? So at the point where you are finding your equivalent resistance, you are finding your equivalent resistance across AB. So you will consider that there will be some current here or some current coming from here. Okay, so there will always be some current here. So you can't say this I1 current will flow like this, because there is this node A. There is no node. This node C is of no use. This node C is of no use. If I extend it like this, I make like this is node C. So there will be no current in this node, right? So whatever the current is coming here, the same current will flow like this. There is no node in this current. There is no current in this node. But in node A, there will be some current, right? So you can't say this I1 current is flowing in 10 ohm. I1 plus this I current is flowing in 10 ohm. Okay, but like if I make a node C here, okay, so this node C will not have any current, because we are not finding equivalent across this. Okay, so this node C will not have any current. So basically this I1 current, it has path to go to C. No, it will not go there, because there is no current. So this I1 current will completely flow into 4 and 6. Okay, this is one important point, and many of the student gets confused many times. Okay, so I hope you have understood this point now. So across the terminal where you are calculating your R equivalent, there will surely be some current. Okay, so thinking about that, you have to consider whether it will be in series or parallel. So 4 and 6 are in series, and then 4 and 6 are in series, so equivalently they will give me 10, and 10 and 10 will come in parallel. So equivalent will be 5 ohm, right? 4 and 6 are in series, so 10 parallel 10, it will be 5 ohm. Between A and B, we will have 5 ohm. Okay. Now solve this question on your own. Now tell me, do these nodes have any, like we are finding equivalent resistance between A and B. Okay, R equivalent between A and B. So do these nodes will have any current? The current here will be 0 ampere, and the current here also will be 0 ampere. But the current here is not equals to 0, right? Do you understand it? Because we are not collecting our R equivalent across CD. We are collecting our R equivalent across AB. So these terminal will have some current, because here we will apply some voltage source and we'll get some current out of it. Okay, so there will be some current there. You have to consider some current there. So if this node is having no current, so basically this 4 and 4 will come in parallel, and this 10 and 40 will come in parallel, this 2 and 2 will come in parallel, and this 3 and 6 will come in parallel, right? So all these are in parallel. Like even if C and D were having current, also still they will come in parallel. So basically your circuit will look something like this. You have A here, B here, this 2 and 2 are in parallel, will give me 1 kilo. 3 and 6 parallel will give me 2 kilo. 4 and 4 in parallel will give me 2 kilo. 10, 3 and 6 will give me 2, yeah, right, 18 here. 10 and 40 will give me 8 kilo. Okay, here we have node C and here we have node D. Now tell me, is there any current between these two? No. There will be some current I here, right? If I say there is I1 current flowing in this side, so the same current will be flowing in 8 kilo ohm as well. So this 8 plus 2 will give me 10 kilo ohm, and this the same current will be flowing here. The I1 current will not be flowing here, because from I1 current is going here, so I minus I1 current will be going this side. From here I am saying that I have I current, so this I1 current is going this side, so I minus I1 current is going this side, right? And here we have I1 current, here we have I minus I1 current. So addition of both of them will be going into this terminal. So I1 plus I minus I1, what will be that? I. So I coming current is going out, I current is coming in. Are you getting this point? I am saying that from node A, I current is going out, and I am saying I1 current is going that way. So I minus I1 current will going be that way. Okay. So these two come in series, these two come in series. Equivalently, this will become 10. This equivalently will become 10. So this equivalently will become 10 kilo ohm, right? This will be 10 kilo ohm, and this equivalently will become, because there is no use of this node D, because it is having no current, so there is no use of that. So 10 kilo ohm in parallel to 3 kilo ohm, 10 kilo ohm in parallel to 3 kilo ohm, so it will be 30 by 13 kilo ohm. Are you getting this point? 4 4 2, 10 4 8, 8 and 2 10, here 2 plus 1 3, and both of them are having the different current. This is having I1 current, this is having I minus I1 current, so both of them are in parallel. So basically 10 kilo ohm parallel with 3 kilo ohm, so 30 by 13 kilo ohm. Are you getting this point? Well and good. Okay, now so try solving this on your own. You should solve it. Okay, 3 and 3 will come in series, yes or no? Yes, because we are collecting the output impedance resistance between A and B. Okay, if we are connecting between A and B, only these two nodes will have some current. This will have no current. So 3 and 3 will come in series. 3 plus 3, 6. 6 and 3 are in 6 and 6 are in parallel. So 6 and 6 will give me 3. 3 plus 3, again 6. Again 6 and 6 are in parallel. It will give me 3. 3 and 3, again 6. 6 and 6 again in parallel. It will give me 3. 3 and 3, again 6. 6 and 3 are in parallel. That will give me 2. So basically between A and B, we will have 2 ohm resistance. That is the final answer. You don't need to make the circuit again and again. Again, I will repeat it. This is completely in, these 3 and 3 are in series. 3 plus 3, 6. 6 and 6 will give me 3. Then this 3 and this 3 will come in series. So 3 and 3, 6. Then this 6 and this 6 will come in parallel. So 6 and 6 will give me 3. Then this 3 and this 3 will come in series. So 3 and 3 will give me 6. Then this 6 and this 6 will come in parallel. This will give me 3. Then 3 and 3 both will come in series. So 3 and 3 will give me 6. Then this 6 and this 3 will come in parallel. So both of them will give me 6 parallel 3, that means 2 ohm. That's it. Okay, understood? Well and good? Good. Okay, so these are some simple problem. Now we will see the concept of equipotential and everything. Before that, I guess we will see the concept of Weisstone bridge. You must have studied in your 10th or 11th, 12th standard, but let's revise it once again. So in case of Whitestone Bridge, look, first thing I want to mention here is that this is Whitestone Bridge. Okay, this is Whitestone Bridge, and this is sorry, this is Whitestone Bridge, and this is not a Whitestone Bridge. One thing is given here is that R1 R4 is equals to R2 R3. Multiplication of these two resistance is equals to multiplication of these two resistance. In this case also this is given, but this is not Whitestone Bridge. Why so? Because the voltage source should be connected to opposite nodes of R5 branch. Like these four resistors are there, R1, R2, R3 and R4, and there is one branch in between. Also in this one as well, there are four resistors, R1, R2, R3, R4, and there is this branch in between, R5. R5 is connected between node A and B. And between what node this voltage source is connected? Tell me, between what node this voltage source is connected? Between A and B only. Now this voltage source is connected between A and B. Now tell me, between what node this R5 is connected? Between C and D. So these are different nodes, no? AB here, CD here. So that means it is in Whitestone Bridge, and this is not in Whitestone Bridge. So in this case, the current in R5, that will be 0 ampere. So the current here will be 0 ampere. Can someone tell me the current in R5 branch? Try thinking about it. I am taking the direction to be this. Okay, the current is 0 here. I will simply write 0 ampere current. Okay, now tell me, can anyone tell me the value of current in R5? Think about it, you know it. Between A and B, how much potential is there? V volt. And in what direction? In this direction. So if R5 resistance is having V volt, what will be the current? V by R5. Right? V by R5 current in this direction from high to low potential, V by R5. Okay? So it is having V by R5 current, that is not equals to 0. I think I shouldn't use a box. There is no need to use a box because this is not a standard result. So I will just write down that this is not equals to 0, but this is equals to 0. Okay, so basically you can open circuit this R5, you can open circuit this because there is no current, so you can open circuit this. Okay, so this is Whitestone Bridge. So important thing to note down is that the voltage source should be connected to the opposite nodes of the R5 branch, the middle one branch. Okay, now you have to find the equivalent resistance between A and B. So this is method 1. Method 1 by Whitestone Bridge. First tell me, is it a Whitestone Bridge? Whitestone Bridge. Is it a Whitestone Bridge? Multiplication of these two is equals to multiplication of these two. Yeah, it is a Whitestone Bridge. 9R square equals to 9R square. This is a Whitestone Bridge. Okay, that means the current in R is 0. So we can simply consider it as an open circuit, right? There is no current, so we can consider it as an open circuit. So basically this will be our final circuit. A, B, 3R, 3R, 3R and 3R. So tell me, this 3R, 3R will come in series? Yeah, it will come in series. This 3R, 3R will come in series? It will come in series. So 3R, 3R will give me 6R, 3R, 3R will give me 6R, and 6R in 6R will be in parallel. So it will give me 3R. So the final resistance between A and B will be 3R. Are you getting this point? 3R, 3R will come in series, so 6R. 3R, 3R will come in series, so 6R. 6 parallel 6, that will be 3R. That's it. Okay. Now we will see one more concept that is very, very important concept. Okay. The concept of equipotential. Okay. So just take your all notice here, because many student, I have seen many students doing mistake here. Okay. Concept of equipotential. So many times many students get it wrong. So how we will do it? Let's consider 2 points C and D. Now my question will be that are C and D equipotential with respect to A and B? With respect to A and B. Like I have seen many times, like people say that C and D are equipotential. Okay, C and D are equipotential, but with respect to some other nodes, C and D will not be always equipotential. If I am collecting my output here, okay, if I am collecting my R equivalent at CD nodes, okay, I am collecting my R equivalent across CD. So I will not say CD are equipotential. I will say AB are equipotential with respect to C and D. So are these equipotential? That I will check. Okay. So how we will check it? How to check if they are equipotential or not? So let's see. Look, whatever the work C does, the same work D will do. Okay. What did I say? Whatever the work C does, the same work D will do. Okay. So let's see. Let's assume that C is going from C to A. So how much resistance it has to C? 3R resistance, right? Now whatever the work C has done, the same work will D do. So D is going from D to A. So C went to A, D will also go to A. So how much work D has done? 3R. Okay, that's it. This is over one box. Okay. Now the other box we are checking with respect to A and B. So now what will be the other thing? Now C will go to B. The work it will go to C will go to B. It has to go through 3R resistance. And now D will go to B. It has to go to 3R resistance. Now both of these work are same. Okay, fine. Both of these work are same. Okay, fine. Like both of these things are independent. Both of these are independent. These are independent. Are you getting my point here? What I mean to say is that, like, if C is going to A, it has to go to 3R resistance. D is going from D to A, it has to go through 3R resistance. Both of them has done the same work. Okay, then it means one thing is good. Now C is going from C to B. Let's assume they have to go through 4R resistance. Okay, let's assume there is 4R here, and also they assume there is 4R here. So C is going from C to B. It will go through 4R, and C is going from D to B. It will also go through 4R. So both of these work are same now. Like C, whatever the work C is doing, the same work D is doing. So this is also considered same thing. So this complete box is doing the same work. This complete box is doing the same work. So that shows that C and D are equipotential. C and D are equipotential. Are you getting this point? Like going from C to A and D to A is independent of going from C to B and D to B. Okay. So whenever I think like, okay, C and D, I need to comment on C and D are equipotential to A and B. So first I will think about A only. I will forget about B. Forget about B. I am going from C to A. I am going from D to A. Both of them are doing same work. Okay, good, good. So this is one point is done. Now I will check C is going from C to B and D is going from D to B. Both of them are doing same work. Okay. Both of the work is done. Okay. Fine. So this work is independent of this one. Okay. Are you getting my point? So let's consider for this question not 3R only, not 4R, only 3R. Okay. But I want to give a point. I wanted to give a point here that that going from C to A and D to A is independent of going from C to B and D to B. ठीक है, अपने C से A की तरफ जाएंगे, D से B की तरफ जाएंगे, अपने C से A की तरफ जाएंगे और D से A की तरफ जाएंगे, तो अपने केवल इसका सोचेंगे, इधर वाले का भूल जाएंगे अपने। फिर जब इधर का मैच हो गया उसके बाद अपने इस तरफ आएंगे, इफ दैट इज मैच्ड वी विल कम एट दिस साइड, वी विल सी वी आर गोइंग फ्रॉम C to B and D to B. If this is also matched, then both of them are equipotential. Then C and D are equipotential. C and D are equipotential. Okay, like matching of both of these are required, but matching of both of these two are not required. Okay, from D to A, C to B, both of them are independent. Okay, so matching of these two is required, matching of these two is required. So C and D are equipotential. Now what does being equipotential mean? That both of them are having the same potential, so you can make them a single point like that. This is A, the C and D will come at a single point only, and this is B. Okay, C and D will come at a single point only. So between A and C we had 3R resistance, between A and C we had 3R resistance, and between A and D also, between A and D also we had 3R resistance. So this 3R will also come here because C and D are one point only. Now between C and D we had 3R resistance, C and B we had 3R resistance, and between C and B we had 3R resistance. Between C and D we had this R resistance, but that is of no use now. This R resistance is of no use now, so forget about that. So now tell me between A and B how much resistance we can see. So this is A, this will be 3R by 2. This is C and D, this will also be 3R by 2. So this 3R by 2 and 3R by 2 will come in series, right? Both of them will come in series. So the final resistance would be 3R. Okay, I hope you have understood it. I have explained it more than 2 or 3 times. The concept of equipotential. We have to do the work. When we are thinking about C and D, we will just pick C and D and let them do the work. We will not think about A or B together. First we will think about A. Okay, so C will go to A, D will go to A. Both work same. Okay, good. Now hold on. C will go to B, D will go to B. Okay, both of them same work. Okay, good. The 2 points are equipotential. Okay, so like that we will see. So this is your final answer. Now there will be one more method, that is concept of bijection. So this is also, so that's how we can reduce our time, like time to solve the problem. Like in bigger circuit you will see that by applying the concept of equipotential you will be able to solve the circuits very easily and very fastly as well. Okay, so we will solve those. We will see many circuits. Okay, no worries. So let's just go to method 3. So method 3 will be concept of bijection. So I will just copy the circuit here. Now I am saying that you have to bisect this circuit, okay, between two equal parts. So can you do that? Sure, you can do that. You will say that I can bisect it like this. So upper part we will see 3R and R by 2. And in the lower part we will see 3R and R by 2. But this is not how we will bisect. Okay, there is this way of bisecting, there is also this way of bisecting. Okay, so there are two ways of bisecting. Okay, so always bisect perpendicular to the nodes where you are calculating your output resistance, calculating your equivalent resistance, Okay, we always have to we always have to bisect perpendicularly. Okay, now tell me, if I bisect it like this, like what does bisecting mean? If I am bisecting, that means I am just putting these 2 points together. If I am bisecting like this, there is symmetry, no? Here we can see 3r 3r, here we can see 3r 3r, so I am just putting these 2 points together. If I am bisecting, that means I am putting these 2 points together, so I am putting C and D together. Okay, if I am bisecting. So what I am really doing here is that I will just remove this 3r. Okay, this 2r, there was this r na, so I can make it like this na. This will be 2r, and here also 2r. I can reconstruct the circuit like this. Are you fine with that? 2r and 2r, are you fine with that? Now I will bisect it from in between like this, perpendicular to the nodes where we are calculating the output resistance. So A, B and nodes are there, so I am bisecting perpendicularly. Okay, so now I can make it like this. So now if I am bisecting it like this, so what will be my equivalent circuit now? This is A, this is C, and this is, here I have D. This is 3R, this is 3R, and here I have 2R. Okay, and now I have bisected these 2 points C and D. So if I have bisected, that means I will connect these 2 points. So C and D are connected all together. Okay, and the same thing is happening at this side. The same circuit will be happening at this side. So let me make it. Okay, so I bisected it like this. So now tell me, this 2R parallel to 0 resistance. Short circuit means 0 resistance. I told you, right? Short circuit means 0 resistance. So 2R parallel to 0 resistance. What will be the final answer? 2R into 0 upon 2R plus 0. So this is equals to 0. So whenever there is a resistance connected to a short circuit, the resistance will go. Like it will not come in action. So basically this 2R will go. This 2R will go, because they are connected parallel to this. Now you will not say that 3R 3R are parallel to this short circuit. Are they parallel to short circuit? This 3R and this 3R, are they parallel to this short circuit? We can't really say that, because first thing is that these 3R and 3R are not in series, because if I current is there, this A will also have some current, and then this will have some different current. So this I current will not flow here. Okay, so here we have I current, then at this, in this terminal we will have some different current. Okay, so this 3R and 3R are not in series. If this 3R and 3R was in series, let's consider this 3R and 3R were in series, then 6R will come in parallel to 0, but they are not in series, so it will not come parallel to that. And also they are not in series, so it will not come in parallel to that. Okay, so now we can calculate. Now C and D will become 1 point only. So now we can calculate the equivalent resistance between from A to C and D. That is 3R by 2, right? And the same will happen at this side, because there is symmetry, right? So we will not have to calculate at this side. We will only have to calculate at this side. The same will happen at this side, right? Because there is symmetry. So simply the equivalent resistance between A and B would be 3R by 2 into 2. That means it is equals to 3R. Did you get it? We just calculated the equivalent resistance between A and C and D. A and C, or you can say A and D. Okay, so that was 3R by 2. The same was here only. So 3R plus 3R, 3R by 2 plus 3R by 2 equals to 3R. 3R by 2 here, 3R by 2 here. So 3R by 2 plus 3R by 2 equals to 3R. So whenever there is a symmetry, you just need to calculate the equivalent resistance at this side, then just multiply it with 2 and you will get your final resistance. Are you getting this point? I hope you have understood at least 70 or 80% of this. Then you will solve many problems and it will all be easy for you. Okay, we will solve many problems based on equipotential and bijection. Okay, then it will all be easy for you. Equipotential, what did we do? We picked 2 points C and D. We wanted to check if these two nodes are equipotential or not. So how did we check? We are checking between C and D. So forget about A and B. First we will pick A. We will see. We are going from C to A. 3R resistance, D to A 3R resistance. Okay, both of them are same. Okay, good. But hold on, we have to go to B as well. So going from C to B and D to B, both of them are same. Okay, good. So this is same, this is same. These two together don't need to be same. This is same, this separately same. Okay, good. These two together doesn't need to have to be the same. Okay, separately these two has to be the same. So separately these two are same. So it is good now. So both of them are equipotential. We can make them one single point. So 3R CR in parallel, 3R by 2, 3R CR in parallel, 3R by 2. So 3R by 2 plus 3R by 2 equals to 3R. And similarly, concept of bijection, perpendicularly we will cut, and so 3R 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 by 2 and into 2. So 3R. Okay. Now you have to find the equivalent resistance between A and B in this circuit, and you should try doing it on your own. By method 1 you will do it. Method 1, will I call it the Weiston bridge? Is it a Weiston bridge? No, because we are calculating the output resistance between A and B. So considering that, we will apply a voltage source here and see the current out of it. So if we are applying the voltage source between A and B, the resistance is also connected between A and B only. So this is not a Weiston bridge. So basically these two are in series, these two are in series, because at this node there will be no current. So 3RC are in series, 3RC are in series. So resultantly this will give 6R, this will give 6R. 6R and 6R in parallel will give me 3R. So 3R and R parallel will give me 3R by 4. So basically between A and B we will have 3R by 4. Are you getting this point? 3R, 3R, 6R, 3R, 3R, 6R. 6R parallel with 6R will give me 3R. And then we have R as well. So this is 3R and then we have a R between A and B. So 3R and R will give me 3R by 4. Okay. This is method 1. Now method 2. Okay. Let's make the question more interesting. We can, from A to we have 3R, from B we have 3R, and we can make them 4R. Okay, then it will be more interesting. 4R, AB. So this will be 4R here, right? And this will be 4R here. Great, well and good. Okay, so the final answer will change now. This will change now. So this will be 8R parallel with 6R. 8R parallel with 6R. It will give me 8 into 6 upon 8 plus 6. What is 8 plus 6? That is 14. And in parallel to R. Okay, so let me solve it and then write down the answer. So basically between A and B we have R, then 3 and 3 6R, 8R. So 8R in parallel with 6R will give me 48 by 14R, and then it will resultantly give me between A and B 48 by 14R parallel to R. It will give me around 0.78R. Okay, this will be our answer, around 0.78R. But we will solve it by two more methods. Okay, so the other one will be concept of equipotential. Method 2, concept of equipotential. Okay, so I will just copy this circuit. So let's consider this point C and this point D. So I need to check C and D are equipotential with respect to A and B. This I need to check. Okay, so how will I check? I have to consider C and D. So C and D will come together. So first I will go from C to A. Forget about B. Only C to A. 3R resistance path. And then I will go to D to A. What is the path? 4R. Here only it is not same. Here only it is not same. So C and D are not equipotential. Like many of the students, what do they do? They do like this. देखो बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट यही गलती कर देते हैं. क्या करते हैं? They do like this. C2A 3R, C2B 3R. Same, okay, good. D2A 4R and D2B 4R. Same, okay, good. Both of them are equipotential. No, this is not the way. We are considering about C and D. So C and D will come together. C और D equipotential है कि नहीं? Whether C and D are equipotential or not. So C and D will come together. From C we will go A. From D we will go to A. From C we are going to A. We are seeing 3R resistance. From D we are going to A. We are seeing 4R resistance. Both are different. That's it. C and D are not equipotential. We can't apply the concept of equipotential here. So we can't apply the concept of equipotential here. Concept of equipotential. So we can't solve this problem by the concept of equipotential now. Now method 3, bijection. So how will you biject? Parallel to the given nodes, right? Let me make it. This is C and E. So what I can do to make both of them look equal, from where I will bisect? First you tell me. I will bisect it like this, from here to here. But there is in between, there is some R. So to make both of them equal, what I will do? I will just replace this R with, I will just replace this R with R by 2 this side and R by 2 this side. In the previous problem, I made it 2R parallel with 2R. So 2R parallel will give me R only. And now R by 2 and R by 2 in series will give me R only. This R by 2, this is also R by 2. So like this. Okay. So I will just bisect it and I can calculate the equivalent at this side. So what will be the equivalent at this side? So just tell me R equivalent completely. What will be that? 3R parallel with R by 2 parallel with 4R into 2. At this side I will see 3R parallel with 4R parallel with R by 2, and also this side 3R parallel with R by 2 parallel with 4R. So into 2, because this side and this side will come in series. So this side I can calculate and simply multiply it with 2. So by solving this I will certainly get this value only. Okay. So this value is 0.78 R. Did you get this point? So now I think you have understood all three concepts. So you can solve good problems now. Okay. So let's move on to this problem. Okay, this is that like equivalent resistance between A and B we need to calculate, and each line shows a resistance of R. So this is giving me a resistance of R, this is giving me a resistance of R, this is also giving me a resistance of R, this is R, this is R, all these are R. Okay. So now what we will do? So first we will name these points C, D, E, F. So what do you think, which points can be equipotential? As per you, what do you think? C and D can be equipotential. C will come to A, it will take it R, and C will come to A, it will take it R and R. Not the same path. C and E can be equipotential. So we will check C and E. Checking for C and E. C is coming to A, taking R. E is coming to A, it is also taking him R. Okay. So this is becoming same. Okay, good. Now we will come, C will go to B as well, because we are checking with respect to A and B. So C will go to B. So it is going with this path. So R, 2R we can say. Just to write it down, I am writing 2R, or I should write R plus R. and E will go to this. So it is also taking the same path. C is going to be R, and to this path it is taking, and E is going to be this path it is taking. So the same path they are taking, right? They are taking the same path. So this is also matched. That means C and E are equipotential. Okay. Now talk about D and F. Similarly, D and F are also equipotential because D will go to B, F will go to B. Same path. D will go to A, F will go to A. Same path. So D and F are also equipotential. Did you get it? When we are checking about D and F, you don't need to think about C and D. C and D are equipotential with together, with each other. That's it. Forget about them now. Now think about D and F. D and F are also equipotential, right? Because D is going to B and F is going to B, same path. D is going to A, F is going to A, same path. So both of them are matched, right? What I told you, this and this together need not to be matched. Separately we will check. C will go to A, E will go to A. Checked, matched. Okay, good. Now C will go to B, E will go to B. Matched. Okay, good. Equipotential. Okay. And now think about C and D. C will go to A, R, and D will go to A, 2R. Not matched. Forget about them. Think about C and F. C will go to B, R and R, 2R. F will go to B, only R. Not matched. Forget about them. So C and D are equipotential, D and F are equipotential. So basically, how our circuit can look like now? This is A, this is C and E. This is this between O, I am saying O. This is D and F, and this is B, right? So between C and E, we have this resistance and this resistance. Both will come in parallel. Between A and C, we have R resistance. Between A and E, we have R resistance. So R parallel with R will become R by 2. Did you get it? This is A, this is C, this is E. Now C is becoming E only. So between A and C, we have R resistance. Okay, good. Between A and E, we have R resistance. So R and R in parallel will become R by 2. Okay. This is R by 2. Now between C and O, we have R resistance. Between E and O, we have R resistance. So it will also become R by 2. Between A and O, we have R resistance. Between O and D, we have R resistance. Between O and F, we have R resistance. So this will also become R by 2. Let me write it down here. Between C and D, we have R resistance. Between E and F, we have R resistance. So this will also become, between C and D, we have R resistance. Between E and F, we have also R resistance. So it will also become R by 2. Between D and F, we have B resistance. Between D and B, we have between D and B, we have R resistance. Between F and B, we have R resistance. So it will also become R by 2. And here also between O and B, we have a resistance of R. Okay. So this is how our circuit is reduced. Okay. So let's make it on the next page. This is our circuit now. So now what do you think what we should do to make it easier? So let's write it down. Let's write this R by 2 here. So what do you think we can do now? We have to apply star and delta. Okay. Let's apply the delta in between. Okay. In the middle. Always try applying the delta in the middle, because if you apply here star or delta, or here, like if you apply here, you will also have to apply here. But what if I apply here? So both of the loops will come, all the loops will come in action, right? All the loops will come in action. If I am applying here, this and this, both, all the loops are coming in action. So this will reduce to R by 6, this will reduce to R by 6, and this will also reduce to R by 6. What will be the equivalent? by 2, R by 2, R by 6, R by 6, this will become, am I doing it right? Why I'm writing this one? This R by 2 is gone now. This R by 2 is gone. This R by 2 is gone. So this will be like this. R by 6. Then there is one more R by 6. And in between that we are having R by 6. This is R by 6. This is R by 6. And in between that we are having R by 6. Okay. This R by 2 is also gone. So basically this R we are having. Okay. And this R we are having now. This is DF, this is point CE, CE and DF. So again here also we are having R by 2. This is B, this is E. Are you able to understand this? We just converted this delta into this star. So either I can write it like this or I can write it like this as well. Like these two branches, or like this is node A, this is node B, this is node C, this is node O. So this is node O, this is A, this is B, and this is C. Between A and O, this resistance is there. Between B and O, this resistance is there. Between C and O, this resistance is there. A and O, this resistance, B and O, this resistance, and C and O, this resistance. So I just wrote it like this. Okay. Now it becomes an interesting circuit. How this R by 2 and R by 6, this will become 4R by 6. That means 2R by 3. Both of them are in series, na? These two are in series. 2R by 3. In between, then we have a point A. Then we have a resistance R. In between that, we are having R by 6. Then we have R by 6 and R by 2 again in parallel series. So it will become 2R by 3. 2R by 3. This is R and this is also R. So tell me, what will be the current through this 2R by 6? If anyone can tell me, what will be the current through this 2R by 6? 0. Why so? Because it is acting as a Weisstone bridge. Acting as a Weisstone bridge. Look, for Weisstone bridge, you don't need to make the circuit like this. Like this. You can make it like this as well. I just made a wire like this and like this. This is wire, na? You can go, let it go up. You can इसको नीचे खींच सकते हो, इसको ऊपर ले जा सकते हो. Right? You can pick it up, you can bring it down. Right? So I am just picking it up. So this, and like this. Okay? So acting as Weisstone bridge. Okay, so the current through this is 0 because 2R by 3 into R equals to 2R by 3 into R. So the current through R by 6 is 0. So this 2R and 2R by 3 will come in series. So it will equivalently give me 4R by 3, and this 2R, this R and R will also come in series. So 4R by 3 parallel with 2R. So R equivalent will be 4, here I should write, R equivalent will be 2R by 3 and 2R by 3 will come in series because R by 6 is gone. R by 6 is gone. So 2R by 3 and 2R by 3 will come in series. So 4R by 3 parallel with this R and R will come in series 2R. So this will be my final answer. And when I solve it, I will get 4 by 5R. Okay, let me confirm it once. Yeah, so this is my final answer, 4 by 5R. So this is how we solved it using the concept of equipotential. It took time, right? Like first we reduced it like this, then we saw that there I can make this circuitry star to delta, then I made it to the delta, and then I solved it like this. Okay, Now we will solve it with the concept of bijection. Okay. So this is our circuitry. Now tell me, where will you cut it from to get the symmetry? Where will you cut it from? Like this? No, you can't cut it like this. You have to cut it like this, right? So if you cut it like this, how will your final circuit look like? This is point A, then a resistance R is there, then this resistance R is there, this is node O, this resistance R is there, R, R. Now this is R by 2, right? Because this completely was R. If I am bisecting it from between, this will become R by 2 and R by 2. So this R by 2 and this point is same. So between C and O, we have this R, and between C and O, we have R by 2. Right? So between C and O, we have one more R by 2. Now between A and E, we have R. Between E and O, we have one R, and between E and O, we have R by 2 as well. Right? But we need to calculate the equivalent, and the same circuit is repeated this side. The same circuit is repeated this side. So now this R by 2 and R by 2 will become 3R by 2, and 3R by 2 plus R, it will become 5R by 2. Right? This R by 2 and R by 2 will become 3R by 2. 3R by 2 plus R, 5R by 2. Because these three are in, like these two resistors are in series. Right? This R and R parallel with R by 2 is 3R by 2, then R and 3R by 2 will come in series. So R plus 3R by 2 will be 5R by 2, and similar thing will happen at upper side. So this will become 5R by 2, 5R by 2. This is R, this is 5R by 2. Between, this is point A, this is point O. Okay, and the same thing is happening this side. From here to here we come. Now we will go to this side. Now between A and O, tell me the equivalent resistance between A and O. 5R by, this 5R by 2 and 5R by 2 will give me 5R by 4 parallel with R. So it will be 5 by 4 into 1 upon 5 by 4 plus 1. So it will be 5 by 9. Is there some mistake? Okay, I'm really sorry. There is very big mistake from my side. R by 2 parallel with R. What will that become? R by 2 parallel with R. That will become 1 by 2 upon 3 by 2. So R by 3. R by 2 parallel with R will become R by 2 upon 3R by 2. So this will become R by 3. And then R by 3 plus R, it will become 4R by 3. Right? This will be 4R by 3. This will be 4R by 3. R by 2 parallel with R, that will become R by 3. And then in series with R, it will become 4R by 3. Right? So this is 4R by 3 and 4R by 3. And 4R by 3 and 4R by 3 in parallel will become 2R by 3. Right? And this is R. And the same is repeated this side. Now between A and O, 2 by 3 into 1 upon 2 by 3 plus 1, we are having 2 by 5R. So between A and O, we are having 2 by 5R, and the same at this side, 2R by 5, and the same at this side. So R equivalent between A and B, we are having 2R by 5 into 2 equals to 4R by 5. So for this question, this was an easier method, right? Because you didn't have to apply star delta conversion here. You just bisected, then R by 2 and R. Don't do the mistakes like I did here. R and R by 2 are in parallel, so it will not become 3R by 2. It will become R by 3. Actually, I had it in my mind that it will be in parallel, so I just added it. Don't know why. So R parallel with R by 2, it will become R by 3. R by 3 plus R, it will be 4r by 3, and similar at the lower side 4r by 3. 4r by 3 parallel with r parallel with 4r by 3. So 2r by 3 parallel with r. So basically it will be 2r by 3 parallel with r. So it will become 2r by 5, and same at this side. So I can multiply it with 2. So it will r equivalent will become 4r by 5. So that's it. This is your final answer. Okay. So that's how you need to solve the problems. And there are more problems. Equivalent impedance of a cube. Okay. So we will see it across the diagonal, then we will see it across edges, then we will see it across a surface. Then we will see more examples, and also we will see infinite ladder questions. Okay. So I guess it will take me one and a half lecture more. Okay, 1.5 lecture more on this. Okay, so let's see it in next video.